Hello guys, welcome to MKX Mobile. So I just wanted to make a small amendment to my previous tier list video. So I've read a lot of comments and I've realized a couple things since then. So I'm going to make a few changes to my tier list. But before we do, I actually realized that I also messed up. I watched the wrong tier list video from Mand. I was recording that at like 2 a.m. and I was like searched in Google Mand tier list and I clicked on the first video that popped up and that was 2020 tier list. So let's take a look at Mand's 2022. I guess he lives in the future. Also, look at this face. This is a man who's about to rank all the diamonds in MKX Mobile. Let's do it! Okay, so first of all, huge shout out to Mand for making this tier list and letting me use it. That was a lot of fun. And even though we didn't agree on a lot of things in the comments, we're going to talk about this during this video. So there's a lot of things to discuss. But first of all, let's see what Mand, how he rated the character. So he put Leatherface in the very last place. The only character, literally the worst one in MKX Mobile. I don't know. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with it. I know he's bad. He is bad, but I would not rate him as the worst character in MKX Mobile. And here's the thing. I'm gonna be brutally honest. Tier lists are useless. If you're watching a video with a tier list in hopes to find out which characters are better in the game, you won't. Tier lists are pretty much very heavily influenced by people who make tier lists. And what I'm trying to say is that if somebody ranked a character high, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that the character is going to be performing the same for you, because there's so much things that go into it. Somebody can be just... for example, for me, Nightwolf is my favorite character from my childhood from Mortal Kombat. So no matter how trash he is in the game, even though he isn't, he's a really good character. But I subconsciously am gonna rate him higher than he actually is just because I have a history with this character. Now, the first diamond you ever got most likely is going to hold special place in your heart, and a lot of people are going to rate the first diamond they got higher than it probably deserves. The same thing you can say characters that are that you, for example, have at a higher fusion and play more. Like the first diamonds you got, or the highest fuse diamonds that you got that you use everywhere. Obviously, you are going to rate them higher because they're going to seem better because they're higher fusion. And I feel like in our brain, like it just makes them better. Like some characters are good no matter what fusion they are. That's why everybody agrees that Classic Liu Kang is absolute king of MKX Mobile. However, these tier lists are just people's perspective. This is the way Mand plays. This is the tier list that reflects his play style. So if the character's style matches with your play style, you're gonna rate him higher, even though those characters may not be the best. The same is it goes the other way. If you don't like the character for some reason, for example, I feel like a lot of people hate Rage Dvora just because it's a Dvora, and Dvora is probably the most unlikable character in Mortal Kombat. I'm not saying she's good. She's pretty bad, but in my opinion, she does not deserve to be here at sea level together with Takeda. Come on, Dvora is better than Takeda. Come on, man. What the hell? My Dvora, don't do her like that. So what I'm saying is, it's okay for you to disagree with my tier list. It's okay for you to disagree with Mand's tier list, because we all... You can use tier lists as like a general guideline. You probably want to strive to get the characters at like higher levels. But the thing about Mortal Kombat Mobile, this is probably the worst game to make tier lists for, because most of the time you literally cannot choose what characters you get. You just open packs and pray. What good is it gonna do if I tell you Classic Liu Kang, and MK11 Scorpion are the best characters in MK Mobile. What are you gonna do? You cannot do anything to get MK11 Scorpion. There is a single pack in the entire game that has only 4% chance to get him, and you can spend 20,000 souls and still get no Scorpion. Does it matter? Does it mean that if you're a free-to-play player, you should open the pack? Absolutely not. Even if MK11 Scorpion is the best character in the game, there are better packs that will give you maybe slightly worse characters, but they're going to be much more obtainable, and you will get them to higher fusion that you can potentially get MK11 Scorpion. So does it mean that, for example, what's the easiest characters to get? Probably MK11 Jade Raiden and Cabal. Those three have the highest chance and the lowest price and permanent pack in the store. So those are very good diamonds. I wouldn't call them God tier, but they're solid A tier, A plus tier. And but they're so easy to get. It means that it's so much easier for you as a free-to-play to get those characters maxed out than get MK11 Scorpion even at Fusion 1. And trust me, MK11 Raiden even at Fusion 1, at Fusion 10 is going to be better than MK11 Scorpion at Fusion 0. In my opinion, in most cases, it's just going to be more damage, more survivability. So it's such... Tier lists are just for general guidance. It's something that if you pull the character, you go to a tier list and see how people rate that character, but it doesn't mean that it's a bad character. Let's be honest, in MK Mobile, you can literally clear everything. There is no game mode that requires specific characters, except you can argue that boss battles absolutely require classic Ermac. It's just, that's probably the most power, but he's not even a diamond, so he shouldn't be part of this discussion. But you can complete towers with gold characters. Even if you take this Leatherface that Mand rated a D tier, give him decent gear, give him a good, a few uncommon pieces of tower gear, and put him in a tower, he's gonna beat it. He has, even though his passive is not that great, he still can beat absolutely everything in this game. So the thing about these characters is not which one is better, because again, even if somebody is better, you have pretty much no choice over which characters you get, and also there is no character that absolutely fails in anything. They're just, maybe they have slightly less DPS, or they have less survivability, or they support other characters less, but they can still clear content. So in my opinion, what it boils down to is which characters you enjoy playing with. Those characters should be on the top of your tier list. Okay, saying all of that, let's take a look at Man's tier list. So he doesn't... I know he made a video on Leatherface. So see, one video he made in the past when he had a bad experience with Leatherface made him put him at D tier. I would probably argue that I have the same experience with Ronin Kitana. First impressions matter a lot, and if you don't play a character and then you play him and something bad happens, you're gonna hate that character no matter what. And you saw it yourself. He rated Ronin Kitana as the worst character in the game in his previous tier list, and nothing changed. Ronin Kitana wasn't touched by developers. She didn't change. The only thing changed is that Mand had a video when he tried a specific gear and talent tree setup to make her toughness super high, and that made her pretty much unkillable. So it's one small thing, one video, that changed his perspective on Ronin Kitana tremendously. I didn't have that experience. And in my experience, when I saw his video, I was like, oh my god, Ronin Kitana must be good. I go play with her. I didn't use the same setup. I just wanted to see how good she is as a character. And I hated her. And I probably hate her because of Mand. Because he gave me high hopes and expectations about Ronin Kitana. And I went into playing with her having those high hopes, and then they crashed, and now I hate her because she crashed my hopes and dreams, and I blame Man for it. It's not Ronin Kitana's fault. So this is what I'm saying. One experience, one impression, that can change the perspective of a character. So I'm kind of curious. So C tier, he has Assassin Kitana. I can kind of agree with it. I think I rated her a little bit too high. She doesn't really have that much going for her. I kind of agree with Dvora. Takeda, I would put him together with Leatherface. And Leatherface, in my opinion, was pretty fun to play. Again, in certain... I think he had a video on Leatherface as well, where somehow, in certain setup, he actually was... like, he was bad. He was making the damage less or something. I don't remember what was the video about. It was a long time ago. But one video made him put Leatherface in the last place. One experience. I bet if you play him day to day, 99% of your experiences with Leatherface are going to be just fine. Nothing bad is going to happen. But that 1% can ruin your perception of a character. And I played with Leatherface recently. I didn't have anything bad to say about him. Is he pretty much useless? His stun is... I kind of agree that when he tags in with his stun, it kind of breaks a combo chain and all that good bad stuff. But he's fun to play. I like his screams. Just for his screams, I'm gonna put him higher than this. This is so stupid. Anyway, I hope you understand my point, guys. It's okay to disagree with me or Mant on our tier list. This is just our perspective, our opinion, and we have reasonable experience in this game. We've been playing pretty much since the start. At least I have, and I think my tier list is pretty accurate. But even I can admit that certain characters I like more because of the experiences I had with them. Like, something amazing happened once with as my Assassin Jade. The first time I played her, she evaded every single time, and I'm like, this is the best character in the game. And that first impression can linger for a very long time. Even if she performs like trash in the next battles, I still remember that first experience, and in my head she is good. But somebody could have had bad experience. And first impression, again, you didn't get the results you were hoping for with Assassin Jade, and you start hating her. So, look at this with a grain of salt. Look at the best characters. Like, if you pull the diamond and you look at the tier list and they're like B, C, D tier, it's probably not that great of a diamond, but you should still go and play with that card and see if you like that card. It might be working for you. Maybe you have like, not everybody has every single character maxed out, or even every single character, period. So go and play with that character. Try to find a good team for that character, because even the worst characters in certain teams with certain gear can be a lot of fun. Anyway, enough of that. Let's see who he rated the best. Who did you put in S tier, man? Let's see. We got Injustice Raiden. I kind of agree with it. Again, he only put... Uh-oh. I remember he made a video. Basically, when he discovered that you can destroy entire boss enemy teams using Classic Raiden, and Classic Rain together. I believe that this is the reason he gave it a S tier. One experience! Before that, he probably wouldn't rate him that high. So, my point is, again, none of the tier lists are wrong. Tier lists are just a little bit too personal. Classic Liu Kang, I agree. Classic Raiden, again, in my experience, he was S tier, but after his tag attack became blockable, in my opinion, I just can't unsee it. I remember the old Classic Raiden, and I'm like, he was nerfed. I can't keep him in S tier. He has to be A+ now for me. MK11 Scorpion agree, Johnny Cage agree, Noob Saibot agree, Scorpion agree. So we pretty much have the same S tier, except a few differences. Alright, I'm gonna go back to my tier list, and I'm actually gonna change a few things. So, I'm gonna put Injustice to Raiden in S tier. You guys made a lot of good arguments. And again, I'm not doing this because a lot of people disagreed. I actually thought about it. And I realized that, yes, I agree. In justice to Raiden, he deserves to be an S tier, especially if you compare him to the rest of these characters. Do I want to remove anybody from the S tier? I'm probably gonna move MK11 to A tier. Nobody complained about MK11 but honestly, I'm just looking at this lineup of characters, and I think that Jade deserves to be in A tier, to be honest. I'm still gonna stand by Revnus Melina, and I'm still gonna stand by Devdet Kitana. I think she deserves to be an S tier. She's absolutely incredible, even outside of her team. Now, a few other changes I wanted to make. Some people said Pankesi still can drain the whole bar of power on tag. It's just, in my opinion, it's not that big of a deal. And my shirt is doing weird things right now, and I apologize, but there is nothing I can do. I mean, actually, I have a shirt underneath. I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna stand by Leatherface being in E tier. I think he is better than Ronin characters or Pankesi, in my opinion. He is more fun to play, at least. Something about Cassie, she's just not too very fun to play for me. I don't know. For me. For you, it might be different, so don't hate me for putting her in garbage tier. A lot of people complain the Day of the Jade, even with the nerf, is still deserves to be in a higher tier because she can reflect damage and she can heal. I don't know. I've tried Jade. Again, for me, my Jade is Fusion 4. I don't play her that much, but I feel like she's only useful for like cheesing stuff, like bosses and stuff. Same as with Classic Raiden. Like, Classic Rain. I don't think Classic Rain or MK11 Rain, like, they have this team soak mechanic where you can basically blast the entire team, but it requires very specialized setup, and it's only really useful in tower bosses. So the limited use and how like, it's not your everyday team. It's not a character that you can just slap into any team and dominate. They require very specific setup. Just for that reason, I don't think they deserve to be an S tier. So yeah, see, we disagree about a lot of things with Mand. I think also Assassin Kitana, I'm gonna move her to D tier. I kind of agree that she is pretty trash. She's about the same as good as Assassin Scarlet, in my opinion. But she can still be fun to play. Kitana's very fast, and her special one deals a lot of damage usually. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with these rankings. I think I'm gonna lock this in. I'm not gonna change anything else. Let me know in the comments, what would you do differently? And it's okay to disagree, as long as you are not spitting insults in the comments and just saying your opinion and say, I disagree, I think this should be this and this, and I'm like, okay, this is your play style. This is the way you play the game. This is the characters you enjoy more. Some of the characters, I admit, can be very good. Like, I totally understand how some of these characters can end up in S tier in your list. I just personally wouldn't choose them over some of the other characters. Just personal preference. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I conveyed my message in this video. Tier lists are lies, and you should never trust them. Use them just like for guidance. If you wanted to confirm, if you got a diamond and you wanted to confirm it, if it's actually a good one, if it made into my or Man's A or S tier, it's probably a good one. And if it didn't, don't get sad. Just try them out. Maybe you'll like them. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more. Goodbye.